Happy Hump Day! Yes, it's Wednesday. That means it must be time for your dose of hope. I know, you say, where's Burr? That's Jim. Hey, Burr couldn't be with us today. Burr's a little bit under the weather. He does ask for your prayers. He did go to the doctor yesterday. Had a scratchy throat, a little bit of a sore ear. He did get that COVID test. That came back negative. Praise Jesus. So again, just pray for him, pray for his family. Doctor said what he really needs is some rest. So pray that he gets some rest. Hey, I don't know about you, but for me, this past 12 months has really been crazy. You know, I think we've all dealt with some illness. We've all dealt with some sadness, some setbacks, whether that's financial or whatever that can be. And again, we turn to God to help us with that. You know, I know that I prayed and said, God, help me change my circumstances. And one thing I've learned is God is more interested in changing our mind than he is our circumstances. You know, there was a research done by a marine biologist, and that marine biologist put a big shark in a tank of water. And she came in and she put some bait fish in there with the shark. And as you guess, the shark immediately started swimming around and ate up all the bait fish within just a few minutes. So the next day, the marine biologist came in and she put a piece of plexiglass, making the tank into two. Had the shark on one side, had the bait fish on the other. And as you would expect, that shark started banging on that plexiglass trying to get to those bait fish. And it would bang and it would bang repeatedly. And this went on for a few days. The marine biologist would come in, put the bait fish in there. The shark would swim up. He would hit the plexiglass trying to get the bait fish. One thing that the marine biologist noticed that after a few days, the shark began to hit that piece of plexiglass with less force, and didn't even hit it as much as it did in the beginning. As a matter of fact, one day the marine biologist came in, put the bait fish in there, and the shark did not even hit the plexiglass one time. So the next day when the marine biologist came in, she removed that piece of plexiglass altogether. And she put the bait fish in. And believe it or not, the shark started swimming around. The bait fish started swimming around. And the shark never touched the bait fish. You know, I don't know what you're struggling with, but I do know that God is more interested in changing our mind than he is our circumstances. We don't need to be like the shark, keep banging our head towards that plexiglass, because that's not going to change our circumstances. I'll share a word with you from the book of Proverbs. Proverbs always is a book of the wise, a lot of wisdom there to share with us. And today I'm reading from Proverbs 4, verses 20 through 23. It says, "My son, pay attention to what I say. Turn your ear to my words. Do not let them out of your sight. Keep them within your heart. For they are the life of those who find them, and the health to one's whole body. Anyone above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it." Now it mentions your heart in verse 21, and it mentions your heart again in verse 23. And that heart that it's talking about is not that beating heart here in your chest, but it's talking about that heart that's in our mind. Again, God wants to change your mind. He doesn't want to change your circumstances. Your heart, your mind, holds everything from your wisdom, your thoughts, your moods. It controls it all. And if we allow outside circumstances to take a hold of that, then we're not allowing God to help us with our mind. If you want your life to turn from emptiness or from troubles or struggles, don't just give this heart to Jesus. Also give this heart to Jesus. Again, God wants to help us with our circumstances, and he can do that by helping us change our mind. Words of wisdom for this Wednesday. I'd also like to remind you that this Sunday we'll be partaking in the Lord's Supper. You can join us here online, and if you do join us here online, I encourage you to come by and grab one of these prepackaged communion cups. We have them out underneath the big awning. If you would like, we will be in service on Sunday, and I ask you to come join us live here at 10:30. Again, if you can't be here, you can join us Sunday at 10:30 online. Just have your communion cup as we partake in that. Again, be blessed this week, and don't forget to say a prayer for Burr and Jennifer. They need our word of prayer for their illness. Thank you, guys. Have a great week.